Long holiday weekend just now getting underway. AAA says more than 1 million Georgians are expected to drive or fly at least 50 miles this weekend. And right now, it is the busiest travel day at the world's busiest airport. The Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport expects to see nearly 400,000 fly through there today alone. That is where we find our Grace King for us live tonight. Grace, we have been checking in on you for the last few hours. How's this going there now at 6?
Well, things are definitely picking up. When we saw you at 4 o'clock, wait times around 10, 11 minutes. Now they're closer to 25 minutes, but that's still pretty low for such a busy holiday weekend and under TSA's goal that it set for itself of no waits longer than 30 minutes. At Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, TSA says it's ready to screen hundreds of thousands of passengers.
TSA checkpoints will be fully staffed with extra screening lanes open as needed to accommodate the increased passenger volume.
That increased passenger volume Friday could easily set an all-time TSA record, according to Deputy Federal Security Director Laylit Lau.
2024 was our busiest year ever, and 2 of the 3 busiest days occurred during last year's Memorial Day weekend.
Their goal is to get all passengers through security in 30 minutes or less, with pre-check flyers under 10.
Kind of light, if you ask me, from what we're normally used to.
Feliciano Lewis was pleasantly surprised by his travel day.
We actually got right off the plane, right to the baggage area, and we're out.
So was Drew Holmes.
I mean, if you know what you're doing, this isn't like my first time, traveling, but I feel like it hasn't been too bad.
He saw the thousands of people airport leaders have warned about, but he made it from Minnesota without a hitch.
I mean, get there early and, be able to know where you're going and just kind of have a plan.
Well, so far, the biggest problem seems to be the traffic getting here. So give yourself that extra time, especially if these security lines do continue to increase, to be sure that you can get on those flights. Live at the airport, Grace King, 11 Alive News.
Like Grace said, the roads are slow going across most of our area. Georgia State Patrol says that they see a lot of violations this weekend, including speeding and distracted driving. Last Memorial Day weekend, troopers gave out 14,000 tickets statewide. As for crashes, GSP investigated about 500 of them.
One thing that we prioritize is just removing any type of damaged vehicles from the roadways. So safely relocating certain disabled vehicles to the shoulders is always a priority when we, encounter different crash scenes.
GSP says this time last year, troopers arrested 500 people for driving under the influence statewide. If you're going to drink and drive, well, make sure that you have a designated driver. Do not drive. Make sure that you have that designated driver on standby. Call a sober friend or use a rideshare. There are some new laws in place for anyone going on Georgia waterways this weekend as well. If you are in a boat and within 100 feet of pretty much anything, you must be at idle speed. Mark McKinnon with DNR says wardens will also be conducting random boat checks this weekend to make sure boaters are operating under the law.
There's certain required equipment that you have to have on your vessel. One is a properly charged fire extinguisher. You also have to have a life jacket for every person on board. Children under 13 are required by law to be wearing that life jacket while the vessel is in motion.
Now, last Memorial Day weekend, there were more than 24 boaters cited for boating under the influence, 2 boating accidents and 2 drownings as well.